Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and as you can see behind me, we are going to be really diving deep into Botania. So, I hope you guys are ready. So guys, as you can see behind here, behind our little dirt producing system, we've utilized that dirt and grass, and now I have a place for Botania. In which I did say last episode we were going to really dive headfirst in Botania, but there's a few things we need to do before we can even make the agglomeration plate. There's just a couple things, and let's go ahead and take a look at that. So here's our terrasteel, or not terrasteel, oh my gosh, terrestrial agglomeration plate. This is the bad boy that we need to make. This requires a rune of water, so we need sugarcane. I did go ahead and get some sugarcane and produced it up. You just need to break grass by using bone meal and just break some grass. You will eventually get some sugarcane, and that didn't take too long. So that's the only thing we need here. We have string for fishing rod. That's not an issue. We also can get bone meal, but we do need mushrooms. That is an issue we're going to run into. Mushrooms are one thing that we're going to need to make, and that requires mushroom stew. In any of these things, so a fluid transposer probably the best way. So that's going to be the only way we can do that. To make mushroom stew, we need mycelium. Mycelium requires a moistener. This is a machine from forestry I've never actually used, but it doesn't look too hard to get into. Looks like it requires a little bit of water, some wheat, and some seeds, and it will eventually produce mycelium. That's what it looks like. This thing can also be used to do all kinds of other things, like make mossy cobblestone, and stuff like that. So, yeah, and mossy stone brick, and stuff that you normally can't get in a normal vanilla, other than dungeons, stuff like that. So, we have that. Mana rune, that's not an issue. That's the same as a normal recipe. And then feathers. We need to make a straw feather because we don't have access to normal feathers. So yeah, we get access to straw feathers to make that. And last but not least, nether wart. We've already got that done in gunpowder. It may look difficult here, but we're going to use this method where you just throw some flint in here to get gunpowder. And that's going to be pretty simple. And we have nether brick. So pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. Like I said, all we got to do is get that mushroom. That shouldn't be too hard. So let's go ahead and get started with that. First, we're going to need the moistener. So we're going to need a fermenter, right? Well, we need a moistener first. And this thing is a little bit different. I don't know exactly the requirements for this, but I think it requires it to be dark. We'll find out when we go to place it down. This thing needs some water, so I do have some water right here. For right now, I'm just going to pump the water in directly like that, and we should be good. This thing I don't think needs, yeah, it says not dark enough, so that's gonna be something we have to fix. To do that, we may just be able to cover it in blocks, like cover it like so, and okay, the machine of this type do not require any power to operate. Awesome. So, yeah, we did cover it up just enough, so it is good there. Now we need to get some wheat in here. I don't know how much we're going to need, but that's all we have for right now, so we might have to farm some more wheat. Wheat needs to go in here. Then we need seeds. We need to keep at least one seed. Ooh, we don't want to use all of our seeds. Like I said, I might want to get some stuff going in there. Put a seed in here. And, okay, so that's going to give us the moldy wheat. That sounds disgusting. We should be able to accelerate this thing, by the way. And that gave us mycelium. Awesome. So that one mycelium, right? That should, I don't think we can duplicate it or anything. We need to make mushroom stew with mycelium. So yeah, we are going to need some more wheat. Actually, we need more seeds, really. Like I said, I want to leave at least one seed in there. And we can acceleration wand this. There's another piece of mycelium. And we are out. And we end up with mulch. So we have 3 mycelium. Right? And what all is this used for? This is just used for making a climate graph. Okay. Mostly mushroom stew. And how much mushroom stew do we need to make one mushroom? Wow, we need quite a bit, actually. So, really, what we need to do is get this farmer running like crazy. First, I mean, we could probably get it with bone meal. So let's take some seeds. And I'm going to get some of that bone meal. And I'm just going to use bone meal for right now. But what we should have done is had this thing also being farmed. That would have made a lot more sense later on, or earlier on. Because right now I have to kind of do this. And bone meal is faster than using our acceleration wand, mainly because it'll auto-harvest for us. And that's what we need. We need at least, so if we get 50 per, we're going to need a lot of mycelium to make 1,000 millibuckets. Yeah. Definitely more seeds. So that's going to be a thing. Yeah, as you can see, this is actually not that fast. I mean, if you can click fast enough, it can be kind of fast. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to gather up at least a stack of each of these things. It might take me a little bit, but I'll be back once I get that. And we should be ready to go with all that mycelium and turn it into some good stuff. So I just finished up gathering 18 mycelium in this method. I did have a stack, and I had just a little bit of leftover seeds. But we already have enough. All we really need is 20 mycelium to get 1 bucket over here. So let's go ahead and take the mycelium. And what do we need to do this, or what do we need to use for this? Well, we can use that mulch that we just generated. That's a good thing. And we can take some of that protein soup and turn that into mushroom stew with some mycelium. So let's go ahead and get that happening. So we actually need a fermenter, right? Wasn't that what it needed? So I need to make another fermenter. Good old-fashioned fermenter, ready to go. Let's go ahead and make some stone gears. Stone gears. It decides it ever wants to work. Oh, I have to have sticks. Of course. And there we go. Wow, I can't believe I went through all those sticks so fast. Alright. So we should be good for that for now. There's our fermenter. And let's just go ahead and set this here. Because we have power going here, that's why I'm just kind of routing this to where this is at. We do need to make sure to disconnect this. We do not want water going in here. We want something else going in here. Awesome. So we should have our ender tank of protein fluid just right here. Let's go ahead and get a fluid transfer node and a pipe. That should be pretty straightforward. Now that should go in there. We should be able to put the mycelium up here. That is fully loaded. And then down here we have some lovely mulch that we can actually use inside here, which should work really well. And as you see, we're making mushroom stew. Then I want to pipe that mushroom stew out. So let's take our another fluid. What do we need? An iron bucket. Take another transfer node on here to pump out that fluid. And that should go in there. That'll give us some mushroom stew. And all we need now is a seed. And once we have 1,000, that'll produce a mushroom for us. Looky there. There's our mushroom for our agglomeration plate. Alright, so that is done at this point. Now, I do want to take a look here. Did we even need... Yeah, we needed 20. I just made sure that that was exactly what we needed. Because that filled exactly the right amount. Perfect. It's good to know whenever that's completed like it should. Alright, so we can go ahead and send all this stuff off. And we're getting pretty close to getting Botania done. Alright, so for the other pieces that we're going to need is the gunpowder. Netherwort, we already have netherwort. You can go ahead and I can just grab some right here. So we already have that. We need some flint, so we need some gravel. And that's pretty easy to do. Bam. 1 flint. Throw it over here when we have that alchemy catalyst. And that just gives us some gunpowder. that simple. By the way, I am accelerating these endoflames, and I was able to remove a vast amount of those endoflames while accelerating. So once we actually get, like this nearly maxes these out. Once we get better mana spreaders, we can acceleration 1 these things, and they are insanely fast whenever they're done that way. So that is awesome. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Here's one thing we need. We also need the runic altar itself, which requires a mana diamond, which we should have a diamond laying around in here. Correct? Awesome. So let's take this, toss this in. Mana diamond for the win. Let's go ahead and get a runic altar. That shouldn't be too hard, right? Bam, runic altar. These mana spreaders should be able to be redirected. At least these mana spreaders should. I'm not too worried about the other ones. Just these two. To do that, we'll use a wand. And we'll just redirect. Just like that. Now, these should totally be fine because they're going to be using the mana from these endoflames. And it's going to be incredibly fast for this to work. Alright, so let's get started here, right? We just need a fishing rod. That should be pretty easy to make. Fishing rod, sugarcane. Oh, that's right. We need to go grab some. Just right over here. Take that sugarcane. There we go. We really only need one. We need a mushroom. Not for this one, we need bone meal. It's for the first one. The bone meal is on the first one. Perfect. And I usually organize these in a particular way. So let me go ahead and throw this stuff out. That way I can line this stuff up in my inventory. Alright. The next one is going to be the mushroom. Mushroom, a block of coal, and chiseled stone. Let's take a look at that block of coal. That should be pretty easy. And stone. Good old-fashioned stone. Alright, the mana one I'm not too worried about. The air, let's go ahead and make this straw feather. We need string. And we also need carpet. So we need 2 wool, to make carpet. And that's it for the air rune. And last but not least, we need this one, so we need nether brick. I think I have some in here. Yes, nether brick. So, that looks pretty good. Now we need mana for each one. And then 5 for our main one. And then we need mana powder for each one of these. And 1 for that. So, that should be all we need. I think we're looking pretty good. Let me go ahead and throw this in here. And then we can set forth in placing all these things. So I'll just load this like so in my inventory. We can drop them in. And it's going to activate. You can see it's filling up, and it's really fast because these endoflames are being accelerated. Even at this rate, they're pretty ridiculous. And then we're also going to need some living rock. The living rock you can just place on top. When you hit it with your wand of the forest, it will give you the runes. Drop pop candy. Advancement made. Awesome. So we need to do the same over here, right? Let's just keep that in mind. This apparently got moved from somewhere, but anyways. Same for this. And you can throw the stone on it anytime. It doesn't really matter. That'll give me time to reorganize for our next set. We'll do that. Perfect. And then we can go ahead and get the other one started. So we have several of our runes already done. Next, I'm going to go ahead and do the fire rune. Let's drop our living rock on there. There we go. That was the earth rune. This is the fire rune. By the way, I should be... We can accelerate this. Which is kind of crazy. Yes, you can accelerate it. And then last but not least, this, which is 5. I think it's 5. Actually, it might be 4. Am I wrong? Oh, it's a mana pearl. 5 and a mana pearl. Yeah, I need that. So we take 1 mana pearl, or 1 mana, or 1 ender pearl, drop it in here, that'll give us a mana pearl. And then that will drop in there. And there we go. We have all the necessary things to make the agglomeration plate. All we need now is some lapis lazuli blocks. And a block of mana steel, which we already have. And voila, we have the agglomeration plate. Now, we have a couple runes that are left over. We might use those later. We'll definitely probably use those later. There's several wands that we really could use. Especially a dirt wand would be really nice. And like an infinite water wand would be nice as well. But yeah, this terrasteel agglomeration plate can use several different things. But sparks are definitely something we need. Before we even work on anything else. Making a spark is going to be something that I think is a necessity. And you need 2 of those sparks to get started with this agglomeration plate. And last but not least, let's go ahead and build the multi-block for the agglomeration plate. That's going to need living rock. Hope you guys are keeping up with this. Living rock and blocks of lapis lazuli. And I think you only need 4 blocks of lapis for this. Everything else should be fine. And we're actually going to put this thing right here. So I can go ahead and break this down. Because this is probably where this thing is going to stay indefinitely. So we'll go ahead and break this all done. Perfect. And the pattern kind of goes like this. With these blocks going here, that there, and the agglomeration plate on top. And that completes the multi-block for this. Now, we do need a spark on top of here, so you can just right-click a spark on top. And then right-click on top of any mana pool that you want to draw from. I'm just going to draw from that one right there for right now. We can swap these up later if we run out of mana in that mana pool. Alright, so for right now, I'm also going to take my altar here. I'm going to put it on the other side. So we can use that later. As you can see, we can do all this in a pretty small space. The boss battles is what really needs a bit of space, and that's why I've made that other platform. That's going to be used for our boss battles later on. And which actually doing it with all the Botania stuff is not that hard. Like, we can maintain the stuff with the Botania and not have an issue at all. So, let's go ahead and make the big part of Botania, and that is terrasteel. And that's not hard at all, actually. We need mana steel, a mana pearl, and a mana diamond. All of which we have right here on us. And yeah, we can just right-click on the plate, and this will start as soon as it gets each one of them on there. And last but not least, it's going to activate. And as you can see, the mayhem starts. And yeah. It's not that bad. It should, if we had 2 of those sparks going to it, if I put another spark on the other pool, it'll actually go way faster. It'll go twice the speed. But, I mean, honestly, we have it. Dancer in the Dark. So there is our terrasteel. That is going to lead us into a few other things, such as... Let's see. Terrasteel, the Terra Nuggets. We need to actually break this down into Terrasteel Nuggets. Because one of the main things we need is living wood, glowstone, 3 pieces of living wood, get glowstone on them to make glimmering living wood. And then we take 3 terrasteel, with living wood on it, and that gives us an elven gateway. And then we also need 3, let's see, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 living rock, or living wood, to complete a portal. The portal is also going to need, what is it called? Mana pylons? So we have these mana pylons that we're going to need. So we need a couple more mana pearls. Or diamonds, right? Couple more diamonds in here. Let's go ahead and get that completed. We need 2 of those, and then we're also going to need the use case for these, which is going to be this. So we need 2 Eyes of Ender, and we need to make a Natura pylon. And this is our next step. And there we go. We should have just about everything. Last but not least, we need 2 mana pools. And that should complete our multi-block. Now, I do need a place to put this gateway. And what better place than here, I guess? I guess I can probably put it here. Our core can probably go here. I'm trying to think if we break these flowers, we might need to move these. Because this is where our pools need to go. That goes there, there. And I'm going to use these technically to build up. The glimmering needs to go here. Another goes here. One goes here. Glimmering goes here. And we can break these down. Finish up the rest of our build. There we go. I guess we didn't have to do that because we have a bunch of excess living wood. There we go. Glimmering and another living wood. And then just break this. And we should be ready to go. Now, what I'm going to actually do is I think we can make these. Can we make sparks? Can we make any of these augments? No, we can't yet. But we will be able to soon. So what I'm going to do is take my mana tablet. Make sure these are set to dumping mana into the mana pool. And we can actually use our acceleration wand to make this just a little bit faster. We'll pick this up. That should be enough. Same on this side. That should have completely emptied that. There should be enough mana in there. I'm going to put pylons on top of this. Whack this. That should start it up. And there we go. We should have mana going in here. Perfect. And I think I can even pipe that into these mana pools. Just to make sure that they're getting mana in there. Yes. So I think that should work perfect for us. And yes, we've done this all in a little tiny box. Oh man. Under 9x9. We've actually done it in an 8x8. And we've managed... Or, yeah, would it be an 8x8? Yeah, I think it's 8x8. Because this would be a 9x9 on the outside. So yeah, all this has been done. Now, in order to get pixie dust, we need to take those mana pearls and throw them in. I'm just going to go ahead and throw all of these in because pixie dust is really useful. And as you can see, there's all the pixie dust. Now, keep in mind, this is technically a trash can, so if I throw a block of coal in there, it's gone. But if I throw pixie dust in there, it won't. So anything that this can craft, it will not consume. So keep that in mind. It's easy. It makes automation a lot easier. But if you throw stuff that does not belong in here, it will delete it. It's like a giant trash can. And actually, I don't think it permanently deletes it. I think it stores it inside what you would call like a fake inventory or its own inventory. It's really bad. It's actually a really bad thing. So don't ever use this as a trash can. This is a bad thing to use as a trash can, because what it can do is, if it has too many items in it, it can basically cause you to not even be able to load up your world without removing the mod. And loading your world, which would wipe almost all of your stuff. So, yeah, you don't want to do that. Yeah, you don't want to do that at all. It's bad. It's a bad thing. Don't use that as a trash can. That's my fair warning. But yeah, we've gotten all the way to pixie dust. And I think pixie dust is like one of the requirements for some of these things. Yeah, like a player head, which is used to make companion blocks. Nice. How do you even get name tags? Oh, a book and quill will get you a name tag. Pretty nice. So yeah, we have that. There is another, let's see, another alchemical catalyst. There's another catalyst. And that is called the conjuration catalyst. And that requires elementium, an actual alchemy catalyst. And this thing will basically take mana and allow you to duplicate items with it. And there's a fair few items that you can duplicate with it. So if you ever get in like a bind, you can use this to use mana to duplicate things such as Gaia Spirits. Look at that. If you don't want to fight the boss, you can duplicate Gaia Spirits with just a bunch of mana. Half a mana pool, to be exact. Yeah, it'll duplicate grass, leaves, soul sand, all kinds of stuff. I think the list has actually been reduced for this, but I mean, it does the trick. It does what it's supposed to. So we've gotten into this. What all can we use pixie dust for? Well, we can use it for augments now. Now we can make Gaia pylons, so we can actually start fighting the bosses. But there is several things that I would love to make, and one of the main things that I love to make when I've hit this part of Botania is I love to take this, throw a stack in here. Yeah, that is if we have enough mana, which I think we do. Throw a stack in here and craft myself some pretty pink armor to make myself look like a fairy. And to be honest, you can actually beat the Gaia Guardian and the top tier Gaia Guardian. Did I just make two? I did. That's awesome. I should still have enough. Yeah, we can actually beat both of them in this armor and should not cause an issue at all. Look at our Botania flower that goes with us. There's also a pixie. This right here can also make a charm for us, I do believe. Yes, the Great Fairy Ring. I think I need a little bit more mana steel. There we go. And we can use this, so when we get hit by anything, when we put that in our bauble slot, basically if we get hit by anything, a fairy will come out and attack the entity that hit us. But, I mean, it's only useful for, I think, the Guardian fight, really. There's also a couple other things that we're going to need to make in Botania to beat the Gaia Guardian, which we're going to work on doing that within the next couple of episodes. There's a few flowers that we're going to need. One flower in particular we're going to need. And I think we can pretty much beat the entire thing with just like 2 or 3 different flowers. So that'll be fun to do. That is if the flower is even in here. It should be in here. There should be no reason why it was removed. The Mana Seer monocle will be something nice. Some of these rods are really, really useful if you want them in the world. But for us, we just need a Terrorblade. So we can pretty much beat the boss with a Terrorblade and some mana in our pool. And of course, to do this, let's actually get some spark. As you can see, the mana pool, how fast it fills up. It is crazy how fast the mana fills up. Let's go ahead and get ourselves, I guess, Ender Pearls. We're going to need Mana Steel and Diamonds. We only need 2 for this. living wood, which we have on us, which we just need 1 twig. And we should be good. Alright, let's drop that in there. And that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make another spark. I'm actually going to make 2 sparks. Because what we can do is I can set a spark here on this mana pool and here. Which technically is in that block, so it should work. We'll find out. And I will do this. And this should be really fast because it's pulling from all 3 mana pools. So yeah, it should be pretty fast. And we have a piece of terrasteel. And do the same thing again. And I'm going to take my mana tablet and we're going to actually drain this here in a second. And it should make it right now. Perfect. And that should be set to sparing. What we do is use an acceleration wand. It is so cool to have that. And guys, we're going to make ourselves a Terrorblade. Super cool weapon, by the way. Because sometimes it throws these things. And this is actually what we're going to use to kill the Gaia Guardian, are these mana bursts. Because this is one of the only projectiles that can actually hit the Gaia Guardian. So yeah, if you haven't watched my Botania series, I have a whole Botania, just dedicated, I have a whole series just dedicated specifically to Botania. And so yeah, this mod is pretty extensive. And yeah, I've pretty much went through the whole thing, so I know it kind of at this point like the back of my thumb, which is I really love. But yeah, we're going to be diving deep into this. And as you can see, it didn't take me very long to get here. So I hope you guys followed today's video and were able to understand a little bit of Botania because this is one of my favorite mods. Yeah, really cool. We're going to, next episode, I think, be able to fight the Gaia Guardian. We need to make a couple more terrasteel because that's how you actually activate the beacon and everything. If the beacon has been changed. I haven't actually looked at the beacon. So the beacon requires another star. We're going to have to figure out how to actually do that because we can't actually fight the Gaia Guardian until we've done the beacon and made another star. So yeah, that might be a little bit challenging because as you can see, to make another... well, I guess we need to fight the Wither. Oh boy. At least fighting the Wither is not that hard if we do it with Botania. So anyways, I think this is about as far as we can get now that I look at that. About as far as we're going to be able to get into Botania, but at least it gives us some really nice armor and accessories once we enchant this stuff to be able to fight if we have to fight it. I think we'll have to fight it. I'm pretty sure. Doesn't look like there's any other way to get another star. But we do need to work on making the heads. And Wither Skeleton Skull heads are not that easy. We need industrial grade evil. Which I'm pretty sure... yeah, we just need to make the fluid. It requires drops of evil, and drops of evil can be obtained through TNT, which this process should be automatable. So, yeah. We shouldn't have too many issues here. It is a 1% chance, but getting TNT, it's not that bad. Like, if this grinds up and always gives us gunpowder back, this process will be easy to automate. The pulverizer will always give us 5 back, which means we can always recraft it and continuously have TNT going into a pulverizer or crusher or whatever. And the little bit of drops of evil is what we're going to have to use to cook down into industrial grade evil in a magma crucible. Oh yeah, all this is going to be really easy to automate. But we need to make skeleton skulls, which we can also automate as well. They are just bone blocks. So yeah, guys, we've got this. We've got this in the bag. The thing is, we're going to have to kill the Wither. Because I don't think there's a Wither killer thing. But we do have this. I think we're better off just probably killing it in an open area out in the distance somewhere. I think we're better off doing that. Since we have creative flight, it shouldn't be too hard to do this. So, anyways, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And as always, thanks for watching.